Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Tuesday night. I had to think about it for a second, and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. It is Tuesday night. I appreciate you guys being here. So far, we've got Rome Dog in the house. We got Kid. That's enough for a party, so it's going to be great. So you may be wondering what we're working on tonight. Usually, I put it in the title, but I forgot to this time. So I've actually received a criticism on my channel. It's somewhat fair. And the guy who gave me the criticism, he's a nice guy. He's a buddy of mine. So I don't fault him for it. But it's fair enough. He feels that the channel underrepresents kitty cats. He's a fan of kitty cats. He has a kitty cat of his own. He loves kitty cats. And even though we've done a few cats here on this channel, quite a few actually, he says that cats are underrepresented here. So, fair enough. We're going to create a kitty cat tonight, and then we'll get back to doing dogs, dogs are better. I love kitty cats myself. I'm just kidding, but I am a dog person mostly. So we're doing it in the same style that we've been working on lately, where we do like an underpainting, like an abstract underpainting and watercolor first, and then we come back over that with a drawing. Um, so that's what we got going on here. One of these days I'm going to post a video kind of explaining this process. It's not that complicated, so I don't feel like, like you guys really need to stretch your imagination too much. It's just basically you're laying down some watercolor, kind of creating like an abstract design, generally where the picture is going to be. So that's what I did, and then I put a coat of clear gesso over it to give it that surface that we need to do the pastel. So I'm going to jump right in and get started. Hopefully this is cool for you guys, and we can hang out and chat in the meantime. But yeah, we got Kid in the house. We got Rome Dog. That's awesome. Dogs do rule. Kitty cats are cool too. Like I love Archer. I always have to kick Archer out of the room. Otherwise, he'd be in here with me. I have to kick him out because about halfway through the stream, he wants to leave. So he just gets up and he starts being a nuisance. I usually have to stop the stream. Like the few times I left him in the room while I was doing my live stream, I had to stop the stream and let him out. So that's why he's not in here. Otherwise, I love the kitty. We're equal opportunity animals up in here. We love the kitty cats. We love the dogs. We love all the little creepy crawlies that crawl this earth. I think my dog's back here digging a hole. Usually, when I do these streams, my dogs like to take a nap, so they uh, they kind of get comfortable back there. So we're starting with the eyes, by the way. I forgot to kind of narrate this. Starting with the eyes just to get started. I think this is going to be a really cute kitty. The model that I'm using is a kitty cat off of Unsplash. Unsplash is a great place to find photo references. They have a lot of animal photo references, so I go there a lot. Trying to remember where this other eye was. I kind of have it over here. It's not very big. I'm going to call it this here. I may have to move that a little bit. But actually, I do think I need to move it back a little bit. I lost my lines, my reference lines, so I'm just going to put that in there. Kind of move it around. Cats are snobby, dogs are grateful. That is true. That is true. Cats don't need us. Or they don't think they need us. They actually do. Cats need us just as much as anybody else, but they don't think they do. They feel like we're beneath them. I don't know where they got that sense of like they're better than us, but they definitely think they are. Um dogs have like I always like to mess with my dogs, and like whenever my dogs are acting stupid and stuff, I like to remind them that they're descended from wolves, and whenever I'm acting goofy, I like to remind them that I'm descended from monkeys. So cats know that we're descended from monkeys, and they are like not into that. They think that monkeys are beneath them. But yeah, dog, like especially like my dog is Bear is such a sweet dog, but she is she's afraid of everything. If somebody just like knocks on the door or something, she runs up the stairs and hides. It's kind of cute and everything, but like I have to tell her like, look, you know, I appreciate that you're scared and stuff, but you got to like buck up because like, you are descended from wolves. You should have some. You should be fearless. But no, she doesn't buy it. She's so sweet though. But yeah, I really like the style that I've been working on. I think they look really cool. I had to look it up. I'm dumb. I don't know anything about art. I don't know all the different styles and what they're called and stuff. I had to look this one up. I believe this is abstract realism. Um, it's where, part of it is focused on realism, like you're dealing with a real subject, you're using like real styles. All of that stuff is in there. But then you're also abstracting parts of it. So like parts of the body, obviously here, are more abstract, and you know that's I think that's what it's called. So that's what I'm going with. If somebody out there in the world, you guys know better than me, want to come in and correct me, that's cool. Because I didn't go to art school. I don't know like all these different terms. I've been trying to learn, in addition to learning like new skills and stuff like that. I go back and I try to learn like some of the art history. I try to learn different artist names and stuff. I don't know any contemporary artists, so like I feel like there should be like some rock stars in the art world that I should know. I don't. I don't know any of them. But as far as historical figures go, I'm learning. I know the ones I like. Um, I don't even think I can say that I like any particular artist the best. It's like I like different artists and different styles. It's like if you like music, but you like a bunch of different types of music. Um, like say you like pop music, but you also like say country music or hip hop or something like that. You have your favorite artists in each of those different genres. Um, so I think that applies to the art world as well. So like my favorite impressionist is probably Van Gogh. Who doesn't like Van Gogh? Everybody likes Van Gogh. Um, Maybe my favorite Renaissance guy, just because he was just a brilliant man, was Leonardo. And there's a lot to choose from there. I don't just pick Leonardo because he's popular. You have like Michelangelo, basically all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to choose from. But no, I do like Leonardo. He's a man of science and art. I just love that aspect of like what he did. Um, I'd have to really put some thought into. I'm going to put some thought into this and come up with a list for you guys of my favorite artists. Um, Rembrandt. I love Rembrandt because of his use of like light and shadows and contrast and so on. Definitely up there. I'm gonna have to put some thought into this and come up with my favorite list. Hey Kinsley, welcome to the show. We're drawing a kitty cat. Drawing a kitty cat because somebody out there in the world, you know who you are. You're not in here now, but you might come back in here later. Someone out there in the world thinks that cats are underrepresented on this channel, but of course we love cats. So we love cats, so we're gonna put them in here. I do feel like I've done cats lately. Like I don't feel like I don't think I've done any cats this year, but I feel like I've done cats in recent months. I like getting the eyes in first just because they're great anchor points. So get those eyes in there quickly. I didn't really clean up my mess from like last time I did a stream, so all the same colors I think I'm using again. So, hey MJ, how's it going? MC Escher, I love MC Escher. Like I don't know what style of art that is. What is that? Surrealism? I don't know what that's called. Um, but yeah, MC Escher is pretty cool. Um, Also, yeah, that's a good point. So, like, I like MC Escher's drawings, right? So, like, I like different people for different types of art they make. So, where I might like somebody because they're a good painter, I like other people because they're good drawers, um, and then like subject matter too. So, like, portrait artists, John Singer Sargent, hands down. I love Sargent as a portrait artist. I think he's probably like it's not just my opinion that he's the best and most prolific portrait artist out there. So I think that matters too. So like, what type of art is being created? You know, like again, I talk often about that Rothko painting that I like at the Cincinnati Art Museum. I like it mostly because it was always there whenever I used to skip school and ride the bus down to downtown Cincinnati and go to the art museum. But it is, it is a really cool piece of art too. All right, so I don't have a guideline for this. I'm gonna have to figure out this just from. I'm gonna use this pink here. I'm not gonna stick with the pink, but I kind of want to get the nose in here. I didn't kind of figure this out beforehand. So from the corner of his eye, kind of, or her eye, I'm gonna come down. I think I'm going to put the eye or the nose here. So a little bit of freehanding in real time, just because I didn't measure this beforehand. Sometimes that's how it goes. Oh, good. Your back is doing better. Nice. I don't see a cat. I still see a dog. It looks like a husky. Well, hopefully it'll come together. You know how it goes. It's it's easier to imagine. If you want it to be a dog when it's all said and done, that's fine. I'm not gonna give you a hard time over that. It does kind of look like looks like kind of a mouse. And it does kind of look like a husky, really. Ah, good eye. Hopefully it comes together and looks like a cat eventually. But I do really like this style. This has been fun to do. I get pretty good response to it. You know, it's not like more people watch my videos because I do this style. I mean, I basically have the same amount of people regardless of what I do. Like, it's not a going concern. But whenever I look at these pictures, I'm like, oh, I like them. I like the color. I was looking back at like some of my old videos from last year, and a lot of them were charcoal and black and white and so on. I like working with color. Hey, we got Coop Art in the house. Nice. Enjoy your evening. Always great to see and hear your voice. Appreciate your dedication to all U.S. art nerds. Thank you. Right back at you. Oh, not U.S. art nerds. You capitalize U.S., so I'm like United States art nerds, not us art nerds. Yeah. Yeah. I like the combination of pastel with the watercolor as well. I think I might branch out and try to introduce some other mediums into it. I like doing the mixed media thing because like different mediums are good for different aspects of the work you're doing. So I kind of like working with the different mediums, and I might introduce some colored pencil into this and maybe some gouache. I don't know. Yeah, it's talking about COVID and biological warfare tonight. Nice. Biological warfare. So you guys think that that stuff was intentionally set upon us? Honestly, I don't even know. I'm not sure I ever like really looked into that. I like good conspiracy theories, like you know, like good ones. Like I don't know. I'm into like UFOs stories. I was a little upset. So like recently, they decided to declassify or release. I don't know. I didn't really look into it too much, but apparently there's a bunch of documents from like JFK, Martin Luther King, RFK assassination. So like the research into that and stuff. Apparently the government's like releasing some of those things, and I mean that's cool and everything, but I'm like, where's the UFO stories, right? Why aren't they releasing those? So like then, like are they not releasing the UFO stuff because they're really juicy material? Like what's going on there? I was kind of curious about that. They're going to be releasing a bunch of stuff, like stuff that has historically been, ripe with conspiracy theory. Why ain't they releasing the UFO stuff? I want to know. I like good UFO stories. MJ says, first got COVID at the end of January 22. I'm not sure if I've had COVID. I've been sick enough with the symptoms of COVID, but I never really been tested for it. Uh, so I don't know if I ever had it. I'm all vaxxed up. I've got all the shots and stuff. So like, not everybody's into that kind of stuff, but I did because I've got elderly people around me, so I wanted to make sure that they were covered. Like I wouldn't want somebody else to get sick just because me, because I go out a lot, and I didn't want to bring things home. Um, so I'm all up to date on all that stuff, but I still get flu-like stuff, and I don't know. I mean, it was pretty bad. It could have been COVID. I don't know. Jeremy, I think it was an accident. Gain of function should be against the law. Oh, you mean okay? Yeah. So you think COVID was like a lab accident? Yeah, I heard that. I've heard that before. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really know. Um, I know a bunch of people got sick. Thankfully, nobody I know got seriously ill. I heard, stories of other people who have. A lot of family members of mine ended up with it, but they all did fine. So, if there's anybody out there in the world that didn't do fine, my heart goes out to you. And that cat is serious. Yeah, he's pretty serious. He's looking off into the distance. Thinking about like being sick, automatically my nose started tripping. Like that's the way it goes. Yeah, this cat's super serious. I like the colors of them too. So like that's another thing with abstract realism, which I think this is the style. Again, if there's anybody out there in the know that knows, art styles and stuff, let me know. But I do think that that is an aspect of abstract realism to use colors that aren't maybe appropriate, or well, they're appropriate, but aren't necessarily found in nature. Like I do a lot of pictures where, I exaggerate colors. I, uh, I do a horse in like, I don't know, like rainbow colors or something like that. Obviously, horses aren't that way unless it's like a unicorn, which do exist. Um, so I think those are all qualities of abstract realism. I usually, most of the people who are in here, but there might be some people who are watching who's never seen this channel. I usually try to explain the process. So some of this stuff is familiar to people, but I like to explain it anyway. Also helps fill up the time. You never know what to talk about. Um, but the process is basically I start with the background, and then I come in and I add layers over it. And the layers I add over it are super soft until I get to the upper layers, where I start to add, I don't know, more distinct elements or something, just to get those details in there. But all these lower layers, they're super soft. So like super soft eyes, super soft nose, super soft ears, all that stuff. MJ says the kitty is sweet. Yes, the kitty is sweet. I think so, at least. So this is a good example of getting a little free with the color. So I like orange and purple together. So like it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but this is like a purplish color. And I think that that's a good mix. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit into the ear with some kind of almost pinkish. Party horses. Yeah, so party horse is definitely full of color. So I love how pastels blend. So like, you know, that purple I just put in there and then like a little bit reddish pink kind of deal. I don't know. I don't know what colors these are. Get all that together. Creates this like little soft here. The challenge here, one of the challenges, I mean, there's a lot of challenges, is that I really don't want to go too far outside of like the stuff that is underneath. So uh, Kinsley says, I love cats, yay. Rumdog says I'm good at explaining stuff. Nice. I always worry about that. Um, you know, I don't talk so well. I stumble over my words. I get tongue-tied sometimes. You guys are pretty forgiving of that kind of stuff, so I appreciate it. But no, I'm not a gifted gifted speaker. I could never do like I don't know. I could never do like a serious talk where there's like I'm in a room with like hundreds of people or anything like that. That would never happen for me. Just because like I don't know, I'd probably lose my shit, but um yeah, it's just not gonna happen. So I appreciate you saying that. So as I'm adding these pastels over the watercolor, I have to be careful because I don't really want to overdo it. I don't want to go too far into the, you know, like I want the watercolor to show through, and I want the pastel to show. I want both of these mediums to like kind of coexist and complement each other, but not overshadow each other. So I want the details to be there, but also I want the abstractness behind it to be there. Yeah, they're funny. So how you guys been? Like, you guys doing pretty well? How you guys liking 2025 so far? Um, we're coming up at the end of, in fact, let's see. No, we have one more show before the end of this month, but you know, might as well call, you know, say that this month is winding down because it is. So, first complete month of the year. How you guys liking 2025 so far? You guys happy with it? You guys hate it? I felt like this month has gone by super fast for me, so I didn't really notice it go by. I've been super busy. Outside of doing these things, I've been, you know, working on actually two apps at the same time. So two mobile apps, apps that end up on your phone. I don't know if I can really like get into them because like they're for clients, so I'd have to double check and see if I'm allowed to talk about them. I don't think there'd be any problem, but I'll wait until they're further along and get some permission first. But anyway, I've been working on those, so I've been super busy. I haven't really noticed this month go by, but so far I think I'm liking 2025. I don't know if it's any better than 2024, but for me, it hasn't sucked so far. Maybe it'll suck later, but right now it's fine. Ears are tough. Ears on cats are tough. Ears on cats are like drawing the human body, which I've done a couple of times, you know, like where you're just drawing like physical structures like muscles and like bone structure, things like that. All this stuff underneath. It's tough to do ears. Like it's hard to like it's just big blanket areas of color. But we'll see. Been a rough week, but feeling a lot better. Nice. Good, Rum Dog. Yeah, I'm hoping everybody has a great year. Um, I think I feel like last year started off with a bit more of a bang. Like this one feels like a lot quieter to me, at least in my life. You know, nothing really super exciting. I know that last year I started doing those coffee paintings and you know, got some pretty good feedback on those pretty early. Every year I try to do something a little bit different, I think. But yeah, I feel like I don't remember when they announced that bourbon bottle project that I ended up participating in. I feel like that was pretty exciting. That's pretty cool. Did I tell you guys I figured out who ended up buying that second bottle? Like there were two bottles. One of them went through to auction, and then the other one was bought like on the spot. I finally found out who bought the second bottle. It was a friend of mine, and she didn't even tell me. Um, like she told me months afterwards. Like and she thought I knew already, and I'm like, no, they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me who bought them or anything like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. Kinsley says, the ears look really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Playing Fortnite while watching this. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. That's one game I've never really played myself. I've heard a lot about it, but never really got into it myself. I do like the structure of the ear. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna start adding a little bit of darkness up in here. I don't know why I'm focused on the ear, but between the eyes and the ears, I feel like those are good anchor points to build off of. But yeah, I'm really digging pastels. I know it's not for everybody, but this is a this is a fun process for these are great step up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Pastels are a great way to create art. I know it's not for everybody. A lot of people like colored pencils, but what I honestly like about and honestly, there's no reason why you can't do this in colored pencils. I want to get that out of the way. But one of the things that I like about this over colored pencils is that you get to do the blending a lot easier. Like if I thought about how long it would take to do this in colored pencil, I think it would just be so much more work and so much more time consuming. I don't know if one is better than the other. Like I wouldn't say that colored pencils is any less better than this or any much greater than this. I think that they're pretty comparable, but that's me. That's a matter of preference. So like you can use colored pencils on coffee. I tested it works good. Yeah, colored pencils are great because they just kind of work on anything. They're wax, so they just kind of like go over everything. Um, and you can make them pretty opaque, so that's cool. Kinsley says I like the colors of it as well. Yeah, I like the colors of this too. I think that they work pretty well together. But I appreciate that. So get some little highlighted fur on the side there. Little, little fluffies catching the light. Cool. All right. So I think that's good enough for now. I can come back to it later. Kid says I like the color pastels on the black paper that you've done. Yeah, that's cool. I really do like working on black paper, and I'm gonna have to. Hello, dog. Bear wants to say hi. I really do like the black paper pictures that I do. I haven't done any in a while, and I need to come back to that. But I do like that, and I'll tell you what I don't like about it. To be honest, what I don't like about working on the black paper is it's super reflective. Um, I didn't know that when I bought the paper, and I've done enough pictures with it to where like it doesn't bother me, but it does kind of bother me a little bit. Um, that when I'm working with it and I'm like working, you know, like I'm doing a live stream or something like that, it's not a big deal. Like you guys don't seem to mind and stuff that it's reflective, but when I go to take a photo of it, I can't get a solid black out of it. You know what I mean? It's very frustrating. Um, I spend a lot of time, you know, trying to get everything to be perfect with a black and white and all that, and then when it's said and done, it looks gray, or it's like, I don't know, it just kind of looks fuzzy almost like the picture does. It's just not exactly what I want. So that's my frustration with the black paper. But yeah, you're right. Pastels on black paper do work out really well. The other thing I've noticed is that, like, when I apply the clear gesso, it's a little more unforgiving on the black paper. Um, like if I don't get a nice clear even coat, it's like the streaks will show up a little bit more. So I've done a couple of pictures where, like, portraits, I guess, of people in that on black paper with pastels and stuff, and they come out looking streaky if I don't get it perfect. But yeah, keeping things nice and soft is where it's at with these pictures until, like, you come over it and you add some detail. And I like adding a bunch of different colors just to make things stand out a little bit. So I'm looking at these pictures. I think I need to go darker. Okay. Let's get a nice furry face in here. So it doesn't take much. You just kind of scrape the pastel across the paper there. And then again, for like these lower layers, kind of like blend it in. So just there, you automatically get like this little cheek there with very minimal effort. So you get that structure there pretty quick. If you're doing that in colored pencils, that might take a little while to get that kind of stuff going. I don't know. I like pastels. I think they're cool. Hey, Astralita. Wow. She said wow. Or he said wow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. Just drawing a kitty cat in this kind of new style that I've developed, where you got a watercolor background over which you draw with pastels. And I think it works out. I think it's pretty cool style. Hey, Bear, you're gonna have to chill, man. Gotta chill. Got a little while left on this thing. She loves attention. So, like, you can be an artist, and you can be a dog owner, but you haven't lived until you've been an artist while being a dog owner. So I think she's jealous because I'm drawing a cat instead of a dog. So that's okay. I only need one hand to be able to draw. I can pet the dog and draw at the same time. Easy peasy. All right, go lay down. Hey, bedtime. Go on. She's so cute though. Satisfying hearing the scrape. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could hear the scrape. Yeah, so like that's kind of cool. So you can hear that. That's cool. Hey, MJ. Oh, Jeremy, you're a talented man. I appreciate that, MJ. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know. I think I'm getting I wouldn't say like I wouldn't say the talent is there. I think that the process is nice, and I think the more I work with it, I'll get better at it. But I like the process because it's somewhat duplicable. Like, I've been able to do a couple of pictures in this style, and I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I like that you can hear the scraping kid, because like I kind of want these things to have that kind of, I mean, not necessarily ASMR or whatever, but I want I want you guys to hear the process. So like I want you to hear that this is sanded paper. Because it is kind of important. If you didn't have the sanded paper, you couldn't do multiple layers of pastel. So I feel like that's the same mostly with colored pencils as well. Like you do need some tooth to the paper, but it's certainly important for pastel because pastel goes into that tooth, and that's how it affixes to the paper. So without that tooth, it would kind of fall off and just kind of smear around and stuff like that. I've done some pictures where I'm not doing like a lot of layers or anything like that, and it seems to, and it kind of works out. But for the most part, you kind of need that tooth in there. So um, you can get you can get paper that's like I think pastel matte or sanded paper. You can get stuff that's made specifically for um, pastel. But I like this. You know, like first off, this is a lot cheaper. This is just watercolor paper. It doesn't cost that much. So you get that watercolor paper pretty cheap, and then you pick up that you know that clear gesso stuff that I'm always like I mean they should pay me for like hawking this stuff because like I'm always mentioning it. Um, so you get some of that stuff. That stuff I think it was like $14 a bottle. It's not cheap, but also it's not that expensive. So like a little goes a long way. You only really need like a tablespoon per picture, especially if you're only doing this. Like I don't coat the entire area with clear gesso. I only do the part that I'm actually drawing on. So I'm kind of like winging it on these colors. I think it's kind of cool to like have this like light blue highlight on his cheek. So kind of doing that bit. I really don't have a plan here so much. I just know that I need to get like a cheek in there. But yeah, these are super soft pastels too. So like whenever I probably hear my dog over there drinking. You couldn't hear the scraping. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you can't. It reminds me of the Death Star right before it destroys the planet. Like cute. Nice. So these are really soft pastels, so they do layer really nicely. And you know, it's easy to get like an opaqueness out of them. So like if I want to make this little white highlight, does that show up? Yeah, it kind of shows up. So I want to get this like little white highlight on his brow, the bridge of his nose. That all shows up pretty well over the other stuff. Yeah, Barry, you're gonna have to chill, man. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to like, you know, pause the stream just to put you out or something. You don't want that, because then you're gonna want to come back. You're not gonna be able to. Does look cute. Super cute kitty. Let's see. Get some. All right, I think she needs to go out real quick. So let me put her out there and I will be right back in 1 second. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. She didn't have to go out after a while. She just wanted to complain. I think she's thinking it's dinner time, but it's not. She gets confused sometimes. So one of the things about these pastel pencils is that they are reasonably um, good at creating detail, but they're not as precise as like colored pencils. So like you can sharpen colored pencils to like a really fine point, and you know, kind of get some further detail in there than maybe you can with these pastel pencils. But that's okay. You know, like I don't worry about details to that degree. Like if you're like a super realistic like photorealistic artist where you care about that kind of stuff, yeah, you might want to come back over this with some colored pencils, which is great because you can, you know, like I have done that on some of my pictures. I come back and just add like little details and stuff, just kind of make it work a little bit better. Um, but you don't have to. You really don't. But it does work well with this, you know, this technique of using the clear gesso to create like a latitude. That also works well for colored pencils. Yeah, like a little rigid. Yeah, I hate when I have to pause the show to like deal with the dogs, but you know, it's just a fact of life. When you have when you have pets and stuff, they kind of intrude a little bit. It's fine. She's just as much part of the show as I am, so you can see how that like little highlight there just kind of transforms the nose. I like that. I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know why they. Sorry, just to get back on that topic because it crossed my mind. I don't know why they haven't released a bunch of documents and stuff over the UFO stuff. Like they've even like in recent years kind of like hinted at in the news and stuff that there probably are aliens out there. But then like where's all that those documents? I would love to see those, especially if they're releasing other kind of documents and stuff. Like other deep mystery conspiracies and stuff that people have had questions about over the years. I mean, I'm not like a big conspiracy buff when it comes to things like Kennedy and Martin Luther King and stuff like that. I guess they were probably pretty straightforward. You know, I felt like enough times passed where I can talk about them without being disrespectful. That's the other thing. So like, you know, those were people who were assassinated. I don't really want to like, you know, diminish that or anything. That's how you get like people haunting you. Like, but you know, I would love for them to release some documents on the UFO stuff. That'd be cool. Warhorse Cabar Bar has a super. I can never pronounce that. Warhorse Cabar had a super cool kitten. I was teaching her to fetch. My first thought, dogs fetch. So make sure the cat knows she's a dog. Nice. My cat thinks it's a dog, and my dogs think they're cats. So I'm right there with you. My cat begs for food right along with the dog, and the dogs like climb up on things thinking they're cats. So this is like an example of something I want to point out real quick. So I need to create the little ridges where the whiskers go, right? So like how do you do that? Well, the first step is to kind of like put in this really soft area that is like almost like a 5 o'clock shadow or something like that. So you get that part in there first. You make it super soft. You kind of blend it out so that it's like, you know, there's no detail to it. It's just there. And then kind of come back over it with these like little fine ridges. And you use like the super soft pastel, kind of come back over and create these lines or highlights of those ridges. Now, if I tried to do it where I drew the highlights first and then came back and tried to add, you know, the darkness around it, it wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have worked out as great. So That's how you can get those like little bumps in there, little ridge areas. And then you come back over that with, let's say, brown. Kind of put in a little extra layer of shadow here. And then over that, go even darker with my, I'm still using a charcoal instead of black pastel pencil, but you can use black pastel pencil too. Get all that going. And then you have a semi-realistic mouth that you can add further detail. Like at some point, I'm going to have to add some whiskers here and stuff like that. But that's a good start. So Kitty's got a nice little beard going here. 5 o'clock shadow. Kitty forgot to shave. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's almost February already. Like, where's this year gone already? It's nuts. I don't like how time just kind of falls off the calendar so fast, you know. I wanna hold on to some things. I mean, I do kind of want to get past these months where it's cold and get into like the warmer months. You know, I'm itching for spring, same as anybody else. But yeah, it's just kind of falling off too fast for me. Too fast for my blood. Let's savor the moments. I feel like I feel like it was just Christmas the other day, or like a week or two ago back. Maybe not Christmas, but maybe New Year. Yeah, it's like so small of an area too. So that's another challenge with doing these pictures sometimes. Like when you get into like a little cat face or something like that, some of this stuff is so small that you're dealing with that it becomes very difficult to draw anything with any kind of detail. And you do almost have to come back with like a colored pencil or some other kind of like refined thing. Theoretically, you could seal all this up and use like paint, or you could use like a gel pen or something like that. But kid says, MJ, I made seafood chowder for dinner tonight. Seafood chowder, that sounds good. So another thing, like when you have like a dark area like this, I like to put in like just a little speck of light areas now and then, just to kind of like break that up so that it's not so dark. But yeah, you just kind of pile a bunch of layers on top of each other, and it ends up just looking good for some reason. I don't know why. It's just the way art works. Pop another color in there just to create some visual interest. All right, let's see. Let me go with this. I'm kind of looking forward to February. Um, Captain America comes out in February. I'm looking forward to that. And Daredevil's coming back. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about. Like I know that this audience is not like a big Marvel audience and stuff, but I am looking forward to Daredevil. I'm looking forward to Captain America. I'm looking forward to all the things. So like Fantastic Four is this year. That's gonna be super awesome. Um, the animated Spider-Man is going to be on Disney Plus tomorrow, I think. I'm looking forward to that. Spider-Man's a favorite of mine. Always love Spider-Man. I have a pic of when I was a little kid holding a cat I will post later. Oh, cool. Yeah, like animals kind of make up our childhood. I was thinking, like, if you had, um, like, dogs live to be at least 15, well, like, if you're lucky, they live to be, like 15 years or something like that. I was thinking, like, you know, a newborn child should really have a puppy with it, so that the puppy kind of grows up with them. I was thinking about that because, like, I have my brother, both my brothers actually recently had kids, and they don't have, one of them has a dog. No, wait, maybe they do have dogs now that I think of it, but they don't have puppies. They really should have a puppy that grows up with the kid. I don't know. Seafood chowder does sound good. Like I love a good clam chowder. I don't know if that's what you're making, but I love a good clam chowder. I just love chowder, like corn chowder, all the chowders. All the chowders. All right, so this is looking pretty cool. I want to get some, these kind of cats, they have these brown streaks and kind of flow through the face. A lot of times they come off these eyes over here, so I'm going to put that in. A couple of these like little black brown areas. Well, they're brown now, but I'm going to get a bit darker. But I think if I was like, I don't know, like a Bob Ross kind of artist and stuff, I would be explaining the colors I use and stuff like that. I don't normally do that. I feel like I should. Like, I don't know what kind of brown this is, really. Jeremy, I agree. All children need puppies. Yes, thank you. I have a niece that has kids and stuff, and they don't have a dog, and I get it. I really do. Like she has like four kids, so like that's enough, right? It's tough for her to even manage those. Um, but also, it's like those kids really need a pet of some sort, in my opinion. I think that kids growing up with pets kind of like, I don't know, it just teaches them a lot of like life lessons about caring for others and things like that. Like the responsibility of taking care of a pet and stuff is probably a good life lesson for kids of all ages. Sometimes I just like to put in like big chunks of color just because hmm, the chunky look looks pretty cool. Looks like paint. Jeremy, the kitty is marvelous. Thank you so much. Kid says it's basically a clam chowder with a crab meat and shrimp head. That sounds amazing. I think I've asked before, but I'm going to ask again. Will you adopt me, kid? That sounds amazing. I want to come and hang out with you. That sounds so good. All right. I think I need to get some kind of like, I'm going to use like a gray here, I think. I think people like that French Bulldog I did the other day. That turned out pretty well. I was pretty happy with it. Good kitty. Yes, Jeremy, I told you about you. And I can see in the raccoon room. Nice. Kid has shared pictures. I think I put them on like the community tab. Pictures of her raccoon room. It is a room that is inspired by raccoons, and it has like a lot of art of raccoons. Some of the art is mine, and it looks just awesome. It is truly a raccoon room. I love raccoons. Just like layers upon layers upon layers with this stuff. I just love it. Again, I don't want to get too far into the weeds with the pastel. I want the pastel to be the detail that kind of comes out of the abstraction, which is the watercolor. Um, so again, I don't want to go too crazy with it and stuff like that, but I do like, working with these different colors down here in his neck area, just because I think it looks cool. Get some little highlights in here to represent highlighted fur. Such a pretty kitty. Oh, I like it. The criticism I got. Um, Tom, you guys know Tom. He's been in here a couple of times. He's like, I don't know, man. You don't have enough cats on your thing. I'm like, well, I feel like I have a pretty good selection of cat drawings for you, but um, like not all of them turn out well. I think this one looks pretty cool. So you guys bear with me one moment. I'm going to reach over here and see if I've got a white colored pencil. I think I do. Give me one moment. Yeah. I just recently bought one. Cool. Okay, so this is make this work. Here, I'll shove that down there. So this is an example, even though I'm using pastels and I'm using watercolor and stuff like that, I kind of want these like finer areas. I don't know. Yeah, pencil sharpener. So I can use the pencil sharpener to make a really fine point here. So this is where like, all these different mediums and stuff kind of work together. So I couldn't use this pencil sharpener with pastels because it's so soft, right? That's kind of the point. But now with this, I can kind of come in and I can add some finer details like little whiskers and stuff that kind of come off. Like some of these you can see, some of you can't, but like I couldn't do that with the pastel pencils alone. So these different mediums and stuff that kind of work together. So like the watercolor creates this like really soft backdrop. The um, the pastels allow you to cover like a lot of area pretty quickly, and then you kind of come back with the colored pencil, and you can kind of like get little finer details in here. So like I would want this outside edge to be soft with white. So I can do that with the pastel. But then also I want some hard lines like these like little whiskers and stuff. You know, that's gonna be my colored pencil. I think get like a line through there. Yeah, this all look good. All right, so hopefully I can do the same over here. Get some lines going. So you see how it goes right over the pastels, like it ain't nothing. These are all lines that I probably could not get with my pastels alone. So anyway, I think that's kind of neat that you can use these different mediums together. I might come back and mess with those whiskers a little bit more, but I just kind of wanted to get those in there. Um, Sorry. Holy crap, it's the 28th. Yeah, seriously. Is it a special day? No, I thought maybe it was the 24th. Roman mom's birthday was the 16th. Lost track of time after that. My mom's birthday's coming up in February. I can't tell you what my mom's age is because that is not appropriate. She does not like that. But that's okay though. A little whisker kind of coming off back here too. All right, so I'm going to tinker with those whiskers some more, but I just kind of wanted to get those in there. Use this instead. I like how straight those lines are rather than look a little more whisker bumpy. I don't know what those things are called. The whisker bumps. Jeremy, you drew a cat in ink 3 weeks ago. Maybe Tom missed it. Yeah, okay. I thought I did a cat this year. I don't feel like it's fair. Well, it's fair enough, but because I really don't do a ton of cats. But yeah, I think you're right. It's not 100% fair criticism. But you know, like he likes cats, so if he likes cats, we'll do some cats. Give the audience what they want. That's what I say. You guys like cats? We'll draw some cats. Like camels? We'll draw some camels. It's all good. 29% is the perfect age. 29% is the perfect age. What age would be 29%? You mean 29 years old? So again, resorting to colored pencils here real quick for like, just to get some little fur marks in here. I usually like to leave any kind of colored pencil stuff I might be doing for like the end, just or close to the end or something, because it's like harder to go over the colored pencils than it is to go over some of these other things. But you know, All right, so I'm going to get a little crazy with the colors up in here because I just kind of want to make this a little bit more interesting through here. There's a Netflix series I'm watching right now. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. It's kind of weird. It's I don't it's a foreign language, but it's been dubbed over 100 Years of Solitude. It's actually pretty good. Um, I don't know if I'd recommend it to people because it's also kind of weird. But I just kind of want it out there that I am watching 100 Years of Solitude and I like it. Um, just kind of crossed my mind. I don't know. Take it take it as you might. Let's see if I can get little marks here. The gel pen. Kind of highlight those a little bit more. It's a pretty good show. It's I don't know. It's like it follows the life of these people over like 100 years or something like that. I haven't seen all of it, but it's pretty interesting to me. Rome, you don't have to say your age, but what year were you born? You can kind of figure out his age from that. Jeremy, using all the things you learned this past year is a new awesome way. It's really paid off. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do feel like, yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I do feel like some of this stuff is coming together to where, like, you know, it's not like I'm doing anything new, but it is kind of like a combination of things that I've done previously that kind of work together. So thank you for noticing. I do appreciate that. But yeah, little whisker, little purple whiskers out here. It is kind of a combination of things. But I don't know if I've learned anything. I don't know. I feel like I'm making better mistakes. So like, I wouldn't say I'm like making no mistakes, but I feel like the mistakes I'm making are better than in previous times. I don't know. Hey Lorraine, how's it going? I love the colors you add around, if that makes sense. Yeah, so like these colors work really well together. Obviously you've got the browns that make up the cat itself. So like the eyes need to be like realistically be this kind of brownish color. I mean, theoretically you can like go really crazy with it just to make a point or something and do different color eyes, but for the most part to make the cat look realistic, I'm using eyes that are from the reference photo. But some of these colors and stuff like that, they are kind of just creative license. Um, I'm using oranges that are in this cat in the reference photo, and then from there I'm like, well, what kind of works with it? So I've got these white areas and stuff like that. What would really work with the orange? Well, blue. Like you got white and then you got blue highlights and stuff on the white areas and stuff like that. So these things all work together. These colors do. And then like, you got some purple in there just to be different, mostly around the ears, but also and I should note that these are colors that I used in the abstract underpainting as well. So like I used the blues, I used the oranges, I used the purples and stuff when doing the watercolors. So I'm using colors that I've already picked out to use ahead of time. So uh, So yeah, like it's not accidental that I'm using blues in all of these purples and oranges and stuff like that. That's all by design. I put that in the watercolor below. So I'm just kind of bringing all that up to the surface. So you saw how I put like some darkness in there? That's just so that I can come back over it with this white. So I can get these like little things in there. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing great on time. We got most of a cat in here. Yeah, it is a pretty kitty. So I don't have a name for this cat. It kind of looks a little bit like my own cat, Archer, but not really. So like it's fair game if you guys want to name this cat. 29%. As long as your mind stays about 13 years old. I agree with that. Like I feel like people should kind of like maybe not 13. I don't know. I want to be a little bit older. But yeah, you got to pick a number and just stick to it. Don't ever grow older than whatever number you come up with. For me, I would say I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick 29. 29 is a good year. Like 29 years old. You don't need to be older than that. Anything over 30, it's just too much. Death Star. Death Star for the name of the kitty. I love it. That'd be great. That's no moon. That's a space station. I do like using blues with orange. That's like a favorite combination of mine. Mm, it's looking like a cat. Looking like a kitty cat. He does have so many whiskers. Like I need to get these in here. Again, reason why I go back to the colored pencil, like for finishing touches, is because it does go over everything already that's already there. So like I've got the pastel, I've got the watercolor. This is a wax kind of medium that just kind of goes over all that. Now, not perfectly, but also close enough, you know? Like it's not perfectly opaque or whatever, but I'm not that worried about it. Just picking random colors out of the thing over here at this point. But that's kind of how it goes. So like, you got all these colors in here, just kind of add some new ones just to kind of layer over it. Let's see. I don't actually think this looks like a kitten. It kind of looks like a full-grown cat to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this look like a kitten, or are we looking at cat here? I feel like I aged it up a little bit in the process, which is totally fine, you know, like things change over time. Jeremy had such a fun show. I try to keep it interesting. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know if it's fun or not. I try to keep it interesting. Like I would love to hear what you guys would like to talk about on this show so that, you know, like I'm going to explain what I'm doing just because there's a certain segment of the audience that shows up, you know, for the actual art and stuff like that. But we don't have to just talk about the art, you know, we can talk about whatever. So I am kind of curious what you guys are interested in talking about. Um, so that we can make it fun. I want you guys to enjoy being here. You know, I don't want you guys to feel like you're wasting your time or anything like that. I'm good. I'm drinking bourbon. I'm enjoying my art and stuff like that. So it's fun for me regardless. But I want to know what makes it fun for you. So I appreciate you saying that it's such a fun show. But like you know, you guys let me know what you want. I also try to draw things that you guys are interested in seeing, like, you know, I don't know. Like I felt like you guys are pretty forgiving and would let me draw whatever without giving me too much grief. But also I do kind of want to make sure that I'm drawing things that you guys care about. Like I know that you guys enjoy pets and wildlife and things like that, so I mostly draw those. I don't know what else I would draw. Like I could draw people. Um, I would like to practice with that, but I haven't thought of how that would work yet. I'm still I'm still developing my portrait style. This is a pretty kitty. MJ, it's even more fun when Jeremy drinks his paint water. For real. Oh, speaking of like paint water, I don't know why paint water made me think. I am gonna have my dad on the show. I think I've worked out how that's going to work. So he'll be on the show pretty soon. So look forward to that. I told him he has to watch what he says. Like you know, he's been given a list of things that are okay to say and things that aren't. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if he goes off script. But yeah, he's going to be on the show pretty soon too. So that's cool. Jeremy, you should draw Willie the dog. Yeah, so like I would love to draw Willie the dog. Honestly, I'm not. I I'm a little intimidated by Willie because she's got all those curls. Or he, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but got all those curls and you know, yeah, I think I will do Willie to be honest. But I do think it's going to be a bit of a challenge as well. Like Willie's got the I don't know. I've done dogs like that before, so I think I can pull it off. But yeah, I think it's going to be a challenge. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do kind of want to get through the list of different breeds of dogs, and so stay tuned. I guess there you go. Yeah, Willie would be great. I think that'd be awesome. Willie's such a cute dog too. Such a cute dog. I love Willie. For those who don't know, Willie is a what kind of dog is Willie? Um, a curly-haired dog. I don't know the breed, but certainly that is on my list. I think this cat is looking pretty good. All right. So yeah, we're coming up at like an hour and 30 minutes. I think we're probably going to call this done here pretty soon. But yeah, adorable. Not sure what the breed. Little white one. Yeah. Um, I don't. Maybe I'll have Ben ask Shiloh what kind of breed, just so that I make sure I get. There's plenty of pictures though to work from, so I think I can work that out. Yeah, plenty of reference photos. Such an adorable dog too. So photogenic. Just sitting there, like in the chair, for example, like around the table. I don't know why I'm doing all this blue here, but I think it looks good. This is what I like when the picture's mostly done and you're just kind of like adding like little highlights. Like there's no reason for me to add that purple there. You probably can't even see it in this lighting, but that purple does show up and adds to it. Just little random touches. Jeremy can draw anything. Thank you. Yes, I can draw anything. Doesn't mean it's always going to turn out well, but yes, I can draw anything. I can try anything. I appreciate that vote of confidence. Not one I share, but I appreciate it. Let's grab this. All right. So yeah, I think this guy's about done. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me. He does have like a pretty cute face. I love it. Might come back over this with some colored pencils. I gotta go digging in the box though. So again, the colored pencils, I'm gonna start introducing more, I think. But so when this is all said and done, there's only so much I can get. So like you've got this edge here that's kind of like I mean I can get some kind of marks out of it, but at this point the colored pencil is really what I would turn to get like any kind of like fine details. But I want to make sure that I use all of the different mediums appropriately. So this would be one of those that I would very carefully use. Get like a little whisker coming off there. Let's get like random lines coming out. All right. So I'm happy with this kitty. It's good enough. A bit of white in there. Cool. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this guy. All right, I'm gonna go and call it. Um, yeah, there you go, Tom. Like Tom, who didn't even show up tonight. When he does show up, he'll see the kitty. But that's okay. I know how to find Tom. I'll share it with him at some point. Um, let's see, solid contrast with the tritone complementary colors or something like that. Sounds about right. Yeah, I'm not very good with all these different terms. Like I said, I was kind of curious what kind of art style this even is, and I had to look it up. I do believe this is abstract realism, where you have abstracted pieces and also realistic subject matter. Some portions of it are realistic, like the eyes and the nose, and theoretically at least the ears. Um, yeah, and like this one is actually kind of minimal compared to some of my other pictures I've done that take up like more of the space. I don't know what I'm ultimately going to do with any of these pictures. They're not really for sale. I would like to get them framed and all put together, and then maybe like as a collection, do something with them. But this one's kind of interesting because it is a little bit more minimal than some of the other ones I've done, but I like it. I think it's kind of cool. You know, it doesn't take much to make a cool picture. You know, it's obviously a cat. You know, it doesn't take much to pass on that information that you need to relay to the person viewing it that it is a cat. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's pretty cool. There might be a few tweaks that I do off camera and stuff. I always do, but I don't see myself doing a lot of them. I kind of like that it's on the minimal side. Yeah, I don't too much. All right, I'm not gonna mess with it. All right. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Tuesday night. My dog is she's such a drama dog. All right, there you go. Bear, say hi to the people. People say hi to Bear. Anyway, I'm going to put her out. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Tuesday. I will be back on Thursday. Probably do something else in this style. Maybe a dog. Maybe I'll branch into something else. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me every week. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye. Thanks.